This morning we are in a place called Carlito Springs, which is near Carnuel, New Mexico, just outside of Albuquerque. And this is a really cool spot because it has a lot of natural history and it has just a lot of human history. Occupied, obviously, at one time by Native Americans, but originally established by a Civil War veteran. But there's an orchard here, a spring, and even an old sanitarium. So let's go check it out. So at various times, this place has been used as a resort, as a sanitarium, and then later in its life it was just a private family retreat. But it's a really beautiful spot overlooking Tijeras Canyon. This is looking down into Tijeras Canyon with I-40 running right through it. A cold and foggy morning.
In 1901, when this was a resort, it used to take 3.5 hours to get down to Albuquerque by stagecoach and 4.5 hours to come back up.
So this is the headwaters, if you will, of Carlito Springs, and this spring runs all the way down the hill and eventually feeds into Tijeras Creek down in Tijeras Canyon. What's interesting, there's a bunch of interesting things, but this cap here is to keep the headwaters from getting contaminated and stuff like that. But this spring was initially called Whitcomb Spring, but it was renamed after Carl McGee. He was an Albuquerque newspaperman. His son was killed while training to fly planes for the military in the 1920s. So he renamed this Carlito, like Carl Jr., Little Carl, Carlito Springs. So one of the things that Carlito Springs is most famous for are all the fruit trees. And there's actually a whole orchard here that hopefully we'll see. But here is a bunch of fruit on the ground. And that is one of the things that makes this place, along with the water, such excellent habitat for all animals, but especially bears.
As we suspected, bears have been here. This is a pile of scat from a black bear from sometime last season, and we see that there's a lot of prickly pear fruit that it was eating somewhere around here in the fall when it ripens. You can see all the skin of the prickly pear that turn white, and the seeds that all look like chili seeds are actually prickly pear seeds. And then there's a shell of an acorn that it was eating there too. But of course, they also have the fruits from the orchard and all kinds of other things to eat around this area as well.
A little bit of coyote scat for you. And if you look closely, it's full of juniper seeds. I wonder where they get those seeds. Alrighty, thanks for joining us on another Sandia Mountain Natural History Center quick trip. We will catch you on the next one.
Here's a big pile of dino dung. No.